been played except for this one. Bahamas, Trinidad and Tobago from Malcom Park Beach Soccer Facility in Nassau, Bahamas in the final match of group play. Happy to have you along for this one. Joe Malfa with you. Chance of rain is 64% as this evening goes along, but the wind has died down a bit here in the beach soccer facility, and the temperatures are still perfect for what is the decisive match. Look at the Group B table. The United States are already through. Panama can be eliminated at the expense of the Bahamas. Trinidad and Tobago already out. They could only play spoiler here for the Bahamas. If the Bahamas win in any fashion, regulation, extra time, shootout, they get through, and Panama goes home. If Trinidad and Tobago wins, the U.S. wins the group, and Panama comes in second. If the Bahamas win in regulation or extra time, they win the group, and the U.S. finishes second. If the Bahamas win in a shootout, the United States wins the group, and the Bahamas come in second. Hope you got all that. Don't worry. I will remind you as the evening goes along. Based on what we've seen so far in this tournament, with this great home crowd here for the Bahamas, you would expect them to go out and get the job done over Trinidad and Tobago. But this tournament so far has been anything but conventional. We've seen upsets happening with some frequency. Mexico, the number 2 ranked team, the reigning runners-up, they did not get out of the group stage. So maybe we have one in the offing again here as number 5 Bahamas takes on number 8 Trinidad and Tobago. The Bahamas fresh off an upset win yesterday over the number 1 ranked team, the United States. Trinidad and Tobago have had 2 tight ones, a penalty shootout loss to the U.S. and a 5-3 loss late on against Panama. It is a table set for drama here between the Bahamas and Trinidad and Tobago, with Panama looking on from the stands. The United States already comfortably through to the semifinals, as are El Salvador and Guatemala. Will it be the Bahamas joining them, or will it be Panama sitting idly by watching who get through instead? Players are in the tunnel. They'll take the field. Lineups, anthems, and kick on the way.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the national teams of the Bahamas and Trinidad and Tobago. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the national anthem of Trinidad and Tobago, followed by the national anthem of the Bahamas.
Home field advantage certainly in play tonight. This crowd will no doubt get behind their national team, the Bahamas, here in what is almost, not quite, it almost acts as a quarterfinal in many ways for the Bahamas. If they win this game, they are through to the semifinals. The only difference, of course, is it's not the same for Trinidad and Tobago. They're already eliminated. But it's a de facto quarterfinal for the Bahamas. Win, and you're through to the semifinals. Win in regulation or extra time, and it sets up nicely where it's El Salvador and the U.S. on the other side of the bracket, and the Bahamas take on a lower-ranked Guatemalan side that has been impressive in this tournament, but Bahamas would be the favorites in that matchup with a chance to go to the World Cup on the line. So that's all to play for tonight for the Bahamas, while Trinidad and Tobago look to play spoiler. Here's the starting lineup for the Bahamas, and it's all the heavy hitters starting out there tonight. Wood Jolmis has a pair of goals. He is flanked by Brandon Adderley, who has scored, and the fourth all-time leading scorer in this tournament, Leslie St. Fleur, with 44 goals. He hasn't scored in this tournament, but he is always lurking. Something tells me he might have a big night tonight with a lot on the line. On the other side, for Trinidad and Tobago, looking to end this on a high note. They've impressed here in this tournament. They have certainly performed at a level that maybe we didn't realize they were capable of. Looking back a couple of tournaments, they made the quarterfinals in the last 3, but there were 12-team tournaments previously, and they had always gotten through as a third-place ranked team, never really having too much success in their group. They went toe-to-toe with the U.S. in a shootout loss. They were right there against Panama, losing 5-3. Now, can they play spoiler against the Bahamas? Captains meet for the coin toss. Officials are led by Josue Ramos of El Salvador, Captain Jesse Bailey of Trinidad and Tobago, and the captain for this Bahamas side, the goalkeeper, Michael Butler. Bahamas, the number 5 ranked team, Trinidad and Tobago, number 8. Bahamas have been to a World Cup, but it was only in 2017 as the host, so trying again now. And here is the lineup for Trinidad and Tobago. 2 goals in this tournament for Akinola Gregory. Woodley is the other player who has scored in this tournament for Trinidad and Tobago, but he's not available tonight. They are a player short overall on the roster against the Bahamas, so missing a key score. More will fall to Akinola Gregory. And the Bahamas have only ever qualified for a World Cup once as the hosts in 2017. A win in this matchup, they get to the semis. A win in the semis, they qualify for a World Cup for the first time on their own volition, not just as hosts. Countdown begins to kickoff. Bahamas will begin. And away we go. Set off the kickoff. St. Fleur goes for goal and didn't miss by much. That would have been a terrific tone setter for the Bahamas. I'm going to have you along this evening. I'm Joe Malfa. Bahamas with a win in any fashion. Regulation, extra time, shootout. They make it to the semifinal. If they do it in regulation or extra time, they do so as the Group B winners. Chance brewing here for the Bahamas. Saved. Riley for Trinidad and Tobago. Flips it back for Jamari Gray, their goalkeeper. At this point, the hope is that some of you have been with us for much of this tournament and have started to grow accustomed to beach soccer and some of the quirks and nuances. Just in case not, one last reminder is sent on goal here and saved by Gray. One last reminder, 5 aside. A lot of this end-to-end action here. 12-minute periods, 3 of them. You see the yellow flag on the far side, red flag in the middle. The red flag marked halfway. Yellow flags, the penalty areas. All free kicks, direct free kicks. Always present an opportunity to score. Goalkeepers like this have 4 seconds to get rid of the ball before it's a violation. some of the nuances that you'll see a lot of as it's sent on goal here at wide. And Michael Butler, and as any other nuances come up, we'll make sure to explain it your way for the newcomers. For the regulars who've been here all tournament long and even going back to the last couple editions of this tournament, welcome back. It sets up for a dramatic finale here in the last matchup of Group B. Make sure you stick with us through the weekend as well. Semi-final action coming your way on Saturday after an off day tomorrow. And the final and third place match will come on Sunday. Free kick here for Riley. Puts it off target. Favorable bounce here for the Bahamas. Sent on goal, almost put away at the back post. A crashing Wood Jolmas. Seemed like he was unsure whether to dive for the header or slide. Was caught between, and that might have been the difference. Open in front here, Trinidad Tobago off the post, rebound put in. Looking to play spoiler, they score the opening goal, it's Jordan Riley. Some pressure here for the Bahamas. And elsewhere, the Panamanian side smiling ear to ear. This one somehow hits the post, but it goes right back to Riley. He's patient, the goalkeeper commits, he puts it in. Kickoff, Bahamas looking to get it right back. It's blocked by Riley. Long throw, just touched away by Gray. You've got two competing mindsets here. Bahamas needing to win to get through. Trinidad and Tobago having not picked up a point, not wanting to leave this tournament empty-handed for what's been a good set of performances. Shootout loss to the U.S. and a 5-3 loss late on against Panama. Both teams motivated for different reasons and more pressure, of course, on the Bahamas. Trinidad and Tobago playing pressure-free here. You already know they're heading home and not competing in the knockout phase. And they leave with a feather in their cap of victory. Butler. Now wide again. Jean-Francois. Butler. Francois. Just took his eye off of it. More touch. Into Trinidad and Tobago. Back for Jabari Gray. Oh, he stumbled, almost lost it. And almost got called for a 4-second violation as well. Made a mess of it. Recovers. Try from distance here for the goalkeeper, Jabari Gray. Dealt with by the Bahamas. Player down. Wayne Forbes. He took it off the top of the head instead of squaring it up with his forehead. Any instance like this, there's just some sand in the eyes. Not that that feels comfortable, but easily tended to. Seems like he's going to the eyes there. Regularity, of course, in this sport. Hazard of the job. And any alternative, more serious head injury. One of these participants, and back to the action now. Squandered by Trinidad and Tobago. A third of the way through this first period. Bahamas looking for the equalizer. It's headed wide by Jolmas. Nicely fed inside by Leslie St. Fleur. St. Fleur had been the captain of this side the last couple editions of this tournament. Leslie St. Fleur also plays for the Bahamas national team in traditional soccer. Both as their leader for beach soccer as well. Long throw from Gray. And a play. St. Fleur, again, the fourth all-time leading scorer in the history of this tournament. Has 41 caps and 12 goals for the Bahamas in traditional soccer. He's their captain. In Nations League back in October, he started into their matches as the captain and went 90. Here he is on it again, St. Fleur. A few of those players pop up throughout Concacaf. A double in another sport as well, whether it's traditional soccer or it's futsal. In the case of Alfonso McKenzie, the leading man of Panama, who are sitting by watching again, rooting for Trinidad and Tobago. As it stands, if this result holds, the United States win the group, Panama comes in second, and the Bahamas meet an early exit. Coming into the day, Bahamas were in second place in the group as St. Fleur goes for goal and puts it wide. They were in second place, Panama in first, the U.S. in third. And based on all the possible scenarios, you would have actually pegged this Bahamas team as the most likely to go through, just based on this matchup here. And fumbled by the keeper, Butler, as he tried to grab it. That's just because you expected them to beat this Trinidad and Tobago side based on what we've seen so far in this tournament and what we've seen historically between these nations. That's playing out that way in the early portion, still very early, halfway through this first period. And a given away at the back here by Trinidad and Tobago, but cleaned up by Gray. Still loose, net is still empty. Gray trying to recover and does. Oh, what a save by Gray. You will need to see this from every angle applicable. Starts with the giveaway, but then he recovers wonderfully. The ball was just about behind him before he tapped it over the bar. Discomfort holding his shoulder. Now from the corner, Bahamas looking back post, still loose in front, the header off target. Crowd is into it here for the home side. Every time they get near, you hear the roars and the murmurs. Then they cash in. Misplay. Across the field from defender to defender. Bahamas give it away carelessly. Some of the pressures of the moment are getting to them here at home. Fleur looking there. Trinidad and Tobago looking the other way through Perry. Launching it ahead. Play it on the Chilena from Gregory. Ball tossed out. And in. Paramount for a corner for the Bahamas. 4 seconds to get the corner in as well, just like the goalkeepers when they get the ball. See players hesitate to put the ball down. 4 seconds from when it is down. Defensive play here by Jolman, looking to center and almost scored it through. Handled by Gray. Missed on the effort by Jean-Francois. He lunged for it. pass from Gray. 3 minutes to go in the period. 1-0 lead for Trinidad and Tobago. Carried ahead by the Bahamas. Some contact. And a direct free kick here for the Bahamas. Their leading scorer, Wood Jolmis. Yellow card as well. Goal scorer Jordan Riley, the guilty party. This is a really nice spot for the free kick as well. Got a bit of an angle, but not a severe angle where Gray could cut off much of the goal mouth based on his starting position. So Jolmis a chance to tie. Wood Jolmis scores, powers it near post. It's 1-1. As a goalkeeper, you never, ever want to get beaten at your near post. That is always a big no-no. But when you're facing an uncontested direct free kick, and you know a player like Jolmis is going to come with power, there's only so much you can defend. You have to be honest, and you can't fully cheat back post. And it's in so tight, it's difficult to react sometimes near post. A little bit late, Gray. The goal scored by Jolmis, his third of the tournament. All level. Try for goal scorer Riley has their lone goal so far. Trinidad and Tobago denied that time. Over 2 to play in the half. The period, excuse me. Jolmis. It's an awkward divot in the sand and comes all the way back from Butler. Butler lays it off. And the overhead. Save by Gray. From the corner, back out that way. Flipped in again, second effort. Again denied. Loose in front, 2-1 Bahamas. Pouncing to the loose ball, and now the vibes in here replicate what you're seeing on the field for a team that is looking to go through to the semifinal. Crowd coming to life, 2-1 Bahamas. Coming off the bench, Leckinson Sherry. Just alert play. Squeaks through. Doesn't hesitate for even a moment. Again, with the de facto quarterfinal for the Bahamas. Not for Trinidad and Tobago, they're already eliminated. Oh, nearly off the kickoff. Jumps up over the goal frame. But it's a de facto quarterfinal for the Bahamas. Win, and they're through to the semis. They conceded the first goal, but now they've scored 2 unanswered and are ahead. It's getting quiet in here. Fans knowing what's at stake, knowing the situation is here for the Bahamas, quieted by an early Trinidad and Tobago goal. They came more to life when it was tied 1-1, but still, you could sense the nervous energy now with a lead. Vibes much higher, and they feed off of that. Players on the field, can they expand upon this lead and turn this into a full party without any nerves the rest of the way? Easier said than done. Trying to make it 3-1 here, save made by Gray. Quick outlet from Gray as well, and it's in. Hops up awkwardly on the sand. It's 2 goals for Jordan Riley. It's a 2-2 scoreline. Michael Butler stood there frozen, wondering how it got over his shoulder. You'll get a second look. It took a wicked hop up off the sand. Right here, boom, nothing the keeper could do. Completely changing course. And Riley has a pair, 2-2. What a first period this has been. And credit to Trinidad and Tobago for playing with such intensity and fire, even though they're eliminated. It means the world to Panama, who are sitting by and hoping for a Soco Warriors result here. Remember, Panama goes through. Trinidad and Tobago win. The U.S. winning the group. The U.S., for that matter, would thank Trinidad and Tobago as well, because they would avoid El Salvador in the semis, who have been the class of this tournament. Seconds to go in the period. Looks like we're destined for a 1-1, 2-2 finish, rather, for this first period. There's one last try here. Long toss out from Gray. Trinidad and Tobago trying to take a lead. Butler calling for it quickly, wants to go. Sends it long. The header just wide off the post, actually, as the horn sounded. So a thrilling finish to a thrilling period. 2-2 between the Bahamas and Trinidad and Tobago.
Hopefully the DJ's going right. We have the Bahamas Big Soccer Dancers. Give them a round of applause.
winners of both semifinals not only make the final on Sunday, but the winners of both semifinals make the World Cup in Seychelles in May. Action underway in the second. Going for goal, it's saved, and no rebound from Butler. Pardon me, a goalkeeper switch for Bahamas. Led out the other way and saved off the line defensively by Jesse Bailey. And Julio Jemison in goal now for the Bahamas. Going to take note of. Also a goalkeeper switch for Trinidad and Tobago. Now it's St. Coker in handling. Coker throws it long. Long toss out. Julio Jemison out of play. Preparing for the overhead here. It's blocked. Kareem Perry denying. Kyle Williamson some stand in the eye again for Kareem Perry. But he's all right to continue. See. Immediately, that runs through, goes to the eyes. Long throw in, header down, and deflects in! All for the defender, Jesse Bailey. Brandon Adderley will celebrate it. They count all the same, and the Bahamas restore the lead. Long throw from St. Fleur. Right here, he heads it back across frame, and then it hits off of Bailey and goes in. Difficult position to be in as a defender. All count the same. Doesn't matter how they go in, just that they do. And the Bahamas lead 3-2. Back and forth these teams go. Now on the kickoff. Given away. Bahamas right off the kickoff trying to get another one to their tally. Crowd was sensing something maybe on there. Now for handball, and it's given. Direct free kick, not a bad spot for it for the Bahamas. Jason Joseph hands over this for Trinidad and Tobago. Try and tie things up again. Joseph, save made. Only white jerseys around for the rebound, but now thrown out the other way in transition. Bahamas looking to tack on. Contact here. They wanted a free kick. No answer. Now 3-on-2 the other way, and they win it back. St. Fleur pops it up. St. Fleur saved by Gray. Pardon me again, that's a backup goalkeeper, Coker. They did swap the period break. Coker makes the save. It was looking like Jabari Gray there, what we saw from Gray in that first period. Some of those acrobatic saves. St. Fleur denied. Keeps it 3-2. Tobago looking for an equalizer, looking for a hat trick here. Already with two, Jordan Riley, nearly another. Jamison did get a piece of it out for a corner. From that corner, loose in front, 3-3. That is just a man's goal there from Akinola Gregory, muscling off a defender and still powers it home amid the traffic in front. All sorts of strength showcase as Jean-Francois tried to defend. Gregory his third goal of the tournament. And it's 3-3 once again. 3, the magic number right now. 3-3, Gregory, number 3, scores his third goal of the tournament. Back and forth, these teams continue to go. Panama again sitting back, watching, rooting for Trinidad and Tobago. Bahamas must win to get through to the semifinals. If they don't, it's Panama through. The U.S. already clinched a spot here in Group B. Chilena off the post.
This is where the game gets interesting. Nearly halfway through, it's about fitness, smart thinking.
Out ahead. Francois denied. Toss out again from Coker on the turn, looking at goal. It's deflected. And the effort from Anderson Peters. Bernardo McCallum. Julio Jamison. Jamison juggles. Back out to McCallum. Heavy touch. Recovers. Feeds it across field. Slipped in. Cherie on the turn. Pardon me, that's McCallum. Slowing it down now. Sam Coker launches it. Bahamas preparing to change all 4 outfield players. In the meantime, Timothy Munnings, patient. Well defended there by Kevin Williams, not to concede a penalty. Munnings keeps it in play. Almost halfway through the period. Almost halfway through the match. Nothing separating these two teams. Level at 3. Bahamas must win to make a semifinal. Trinidad and Tobago already eliminated. Playing for pride, playing to be the spoilers. Tight ones in their first 2. A penalty shootout loss to the U.S. A late 5-3 loss to Panama. Callum, end line, feeds in front, well worked. Quick strike from Brandon Adderley. It's his second of the tournament. Depending actually how they score the third goal of the match of the Bahamas, whether it's an own goal or if it's credited to Adderley, could be his third of the tournament and second of the night. But once again, he's in the thick of things, in the traffic in front. On the feed from Jolmis. It's another lead change. It's the Bahamas back on top. Trinidad and Tobago from the kickoff. And wasted. Played in front, looking for a 2-goal lead, something they have not enjoyed yet. It's over the bar from Kyle Williams. That breathing room, that separation is what they crave now, the Bahamas. Start taking the wind out of the sails of Trinidad and Tobago. They keep battling back. Header saved. Been a tremendous back and forth here in this one. The United States sitting back unperturbed. They know they're through. Panamanians worried, rooting for Trinidad and Tobago. Bahamas control destiny. Work back, the strike, deflected by St. Fleur in front, friendly fire. Coker. Substitute goalkeeper goes for goal, and it's in! Not sure if it took a touch. No, I don't think it did. They all mob Coker to celebrate. Just the presence in front alone, enough to throw off Julio Jemison. And just like that, Trinidad and Tobago punch back. Zane Coker with the goal. Right there, you thought the touch was coming, and that's why the goalkeeper hesitated. Jemison, he was expecting a redirect from Shane Hospitales. No touch. Coker goal, 4-4. Goldman snakes it through, cleared. Every time it seems like the Bahamas are set to take a multi-goal lead. The Soca Warriors bounce back and take some of the air out of the stadium. Munnings, the overhead. Did it take a touch? It did not. Intensity picking up from the head coach of Bahamas, Francis Farberov. He knows what's at stake. Must win to make the semis. Here in front of this home crowd, they want it badly in St. Fleur, the legend of this side. Fourth all-time in this tournament's history with 44 goals. Skies that one. Out wide for Jean-Francois. Overhead, over the bar. From Kyle Williams. Just over 3 to go in the period. Julio Jemison was rooted to the spot there, watching it sail by. On the strike from Kareem Perry. Three to go in the period. Jean-Francois. Francois settles. Back again for Jemison. He's seen the opposing keeper score. Can he get one of his own? Pops up out of play. All coming down to this, the final group match. A win for the Bahamas. Look out, given away at the back. Can Munnings capitalize? He goes down. Cleanly won by Trinidad and Tobago. And if the Soca Warriors upset the Bahamas, and I think it would be fair to say upset. Bahamas ranked number 5, Trinidad and Tobago number 8. They are winless so far. The Bahamas upset first-ranked United States last night. If the Soca Warriors pull the upset, it's Panama who go through in second place in this group, and the U.S. who win the group. A regulation or extra time win for the Bahamas, in which they pick up 3 or 2 points. They win the group. A shootout win, in which they pick up 1 point. The U.S. wins the group, but the Bahamas still go through at the expense of Panama. All those permutations still alive, still in the offing. Which one will come to fruition? Physical battle here. Referees swallowing the whistles for now. Stays that way as the intensity is only certain to continue to ratchet up. 90 seconds to go in this second period. Kemison gets it wide, wants it back, gets it back. He shot a few moments ago and it just went wide. He gives it back up this time. Good distribution, good build up for the Bahamas, but better defensive shape from Trinidad and Tobago. Edge of the area here, right out to midfield. And it's rocketed by Malcom. Oh, they were making a substitution, and Coker didn't realize, given away. Malcom's throw. Played across, chance to take a lead. Blocked. The other way, Bahamas. The overhead, deflected, stays out. Looks like that'll do it for the second period, barring something wild here at the end. 2 seconds. Portal sound, 4-4, end of 2. At the end of the first, we're tied. At the end of the second, we're tied. As we go to the third, 4-4 to the Bahamas and Trinidad and Tobago. Second period highlights. It was the Bahamas really controlling much of it, but they only net 2 goals. Dramatic finish on the way. 4-4 heading into the third period. The Bahamas must win to make the semifinal, the hosts of this tournament. On the brink, Trinidad and Tobago, essentially the surrogates here for Panama. Trinidad and Tobago already eliminated. Panama sits by and watches. If the Bahamas lose, Panama gets through. The de facto quarterfinal for the Bahamas. Win, and they're through to the semis. 4-4 to begin the third. Joe Malva with you. Happy to have you for this one. It's the final period of play here in the 2025 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship group stage. What comes next? Off the kickoff, it's blocked. Played ahead. Chance here for the Bahamas. Click back from Jomis and Fleur. Over the bar. We need extra time or a shootout. Hospitales. Blocked. Bahamas can go quickly here with some numbers. St. Fleur wants it centrally. Fed that way. Towards St. Fleur. Out for a corner. Contact there. Play on. Coker stays in goal for Trinidad and Tobago. Back to the captain, Michael Butler, in goal for the Bahamas. Thrown out quickly by Coker, and it almost deflects in. You wonder what the nerves are like right now for the Bahamas. In front of this home crowd, knowing what's at stake. Played in from the corner, easily handled by Butler. No threat whatsoever. Over the top, and it's saved by Coker. Denying Adderley. Not the cleanest strike. Long toss out. Finding Hospitales. Butler with it. Long toss the other way. Some contact. And no call. Adderley, the player down. Two by Jason Joseph. Will be a corner for the Bahamas. Right to the near man. Back out where it started from Munnings. Loose in front, saved off the line by a defender, and Munnings still digging for it. Work all the way back to St. Fleur. And Coker's out of his goal mouth. Runnings. Butler making the goal. Wasted by the Bahamas. Being aggressive here with Butler joining the attack. Coker, saved by Butler. Still 4-4. 4 minutes into this third period. 8 minutes to go. Violation in the corner from Trinidad and Tobago. Butler, Munnings, heavy touch, lost it. Contact there. Munnings, whistle for the foul. Free kick in a great spot here for Trinidad and Tobago. Crowd is sitting on pins and needles. A chance for the Soca Warriors to take a lead. It would be a hat-trick goal here for Jordan Riley. All eyes on Butler trying to be a hero here for the home crowd. And keep it 4-4. Riley denied by Butler. Butler long toss out. Played in front. Trinidad and Tobago with an opportunity saved by Butler. Barmy had just hit a divot in the sand, thought he got his foot on it. So it's not a corner. Drama building. Doesn't matter if it goes to extra time or a shootout. A win in any fashion puts the Bahamas through. And they owe that to the margin of victory for the U.S. over Panama earlier. That's the difference now. Contact there. Goalkeeper bravely came out. Coker on the overhead. Now it's just over the bar. Earlier today, that drubbing of Panama at the hands of the United States. A final score that read United States 5, Panama 1. It put the Bahamas in this position where their goal differential of +1 is superior to Panama's of -2. So even a 1-point shootout victory would be enough to get them through. You'd have 3 teams on 4 points, the United States, Panama, and the Bahamas. So it would be the ranking of the goal differential of those 3 teams, in which case the U.S. would win the group, Bahamas second, Panama out. Still plenty of time. To illustrate the point, the Bahamas do not need to force the issue here and win in regulation. Earlier, if you remember, if you were with us, the United States needed to win before a shootout in order to stay alive. A win in regulation or extra time would have been enough for the U.S. A win in a shootout, and they would have been eliminated. That's why I just hammer home the point. Bahamas can afford to go to a shootout. They probably don't want to. They'd like to deal with this a lot sooner if they can. But they do have that luxury and that safety net, if you will. Coker looks like he will be subbed off. Kamari Gray set to come back on. He took the penny off, and he's coming in. They want to sub Coker right back in, it looks like. So Gray in for a moment. Coker heading back to the halfway point with the penny in hand. Probably come right back out there if he can. Gray throws it long to the corner. Out, Bahamas ball. Asking to come back in, Coker, but obviously not a moment for it right now. Substitutions as going for goal is Butler, and it's saved by Gray. Substitutions happen on the fly in this sport, but it's tough to substitute out your goalkeeper on the fly. You want to vacate the net. Jomas, corner, played in, and it caroms through! Took multiple touches amid the traffic. Kyle Williams celebrates, and this crowd does as well. Bahamas 5, Trinidad and Tobago 4. Still half a period remaining. There's the shot, 1, 2 deflections on the way through. There's the first, and then off the foot of Jesse Bailey as he tried to keep it out. Trinidad and Tobago now trying to get it right back. Bahamas have never led by more than one. They were down 1-0, up 2-1, and then it's been oscillating between a one-goal lead and a tie ever since then. They've never led by more than one. They don't ever need to lead by more than one. 5-4 would be sufficient, but I'm sure they'd like the breathing room here with half a period remaining. Corner to be taken by Perry. Feeds it in front. Ball still loose. And a whistle or a free kick here for the Bahamas. Kick for Butler. Butler does go for goal, puts it wide. Sure if he looked to possess there, but you never know what could happen. A bounce in the sand or a rebound left in front for a teammate. He went for it. St. Fleur taken down. This could be the moment. A pretty centrally located free kick. Halfway between the edge of the penalty area and midfield for Leslie St. Fleur, who hasn't scored yet in this tournament, but his 44 goals all time are good enough for fourth in the history of this tournament. He's been the leading man for the Bahamas for a decade. He's been their captain previously, a title he's relinquished to Michael Butler, the goalkeeper. Jabari Gray comes in, try and defend it. The better shot stopper of the two goalkeepers. Long run up for St. Fleur, up 5-4. Leslie St. Fleur puts it over the bar. A two-goal lead would not have been out of the woods yet, but would have felt safe for the Bahamas. It's still a precarious one-goal lead. Gray. Poor luck for the Bahamas there on that bounce. Quick throw in now. Right back to where it came from. Butler the save. Long throw out. 2-on-1. Cutting in field. Waited too long. The moment passed. Contact in front. Play on. Minutes to go. The Bahamas in this interesting spot right now where they'd like to do a lot of this, just playing it at the back. You can't risk it. All it takes is one chance for Trinidad and Tobago. You'd like the insurance goal if you could find it. Long toss out from Gray. Corner for Trinidad and Tobago. 3 to play in the match. From the corner, nothing there. Butler. St. Fleur. Oh, it stayed in. It was heading out for a corner, but it stopped St. Fleur. All the way back to Butler. Butler comes back the other way, and he has it again. Looking long, 2 to play. Overhead, wide. Half the crowd fooled. They thought it was in. A minute and a half remaining. Bahamas need to win to get to a semifinal. As it stands, they would not only win and make a semifinal, but they'd win the group. Credit to Trinidad and Tobago for not giving up anything easy here. They could have just laid down. They're already eliminated, but they've played their hardest for pride, and Panama thanks them for that because they were the only chance for Panama to get through. Seconds remaining. Not over yet, but the crowd's starting to sense it. 35 seconds. Free kick for Trinidad and Tobago. Joseph will take it. Everybody out of the way. This is it for Trinidad and Tobago, who would love to leave with some sort of result after losing their first two in excruciating fashion. Jason Joseph on the free kick. Joseph, and it bounces wide. Watched the whole way by Butler. Crowd can sense it. 25 seconds. Sent long. Keep it away from your own goal. Keep it down at this end if you're the Bahamas. And they do that. Throw for the Bahamas. In no rush to take it. Ten seconds. Their one last try for Trinidad and Tobago. Karam's out of play. Throw for the Bahamas. They won't rush to take it. Clock will expire. The Bahamas win the match, and the Bahamas win Group B here in the 2025 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. They come out on top. The United States in second. Both teams through to the semifinal, but it's the host nation coming through in first. Bahamas will get Guatemala. United States get El Salvador. Both those matches on Saturday. Both winners make the World Cup. Bahamas take it 5-4 over Trinidad and Tobago in the last of group play. A look back at the full-time highlights from this 9-goal thriller, split 5-4 in the Bahamas' favor, and it would carry them through to the semifinal of the Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. The first goal of the match, the long here in front to of Riley for Trinidad and Tobago. Riley, his first of the tournament, his first of the night. We'll hear more from him in this first period. The other way on the free kick, Jolmis with power at home at the near post, made it 1-1. From this point on, we rotated between a 1-goal Bahamas lead and a tie the rest of the way. This is where they took that first 1-goal lead at 2-1. It bounced through for Lekinson Sherry, and he made it 2-1. As I said, from 1-goal lead to tie, 1-goal lead to tie, up until 4-4, then 5-4. Here's where it became 2-2 on Riley's second of the period. Took a big hop up over the shoulder of Butler. Not much he could do about it. Now 2-2. That's how the first period would end at a level 2-2 scoreline. Trinidad and Tobago looking to play spoiler, but they have their fun spoiled by this own goal. Comes back off of C. Bailey. Brendan Adderley made it happen. St. Fleur almost here. Gave them a 2-goal lead. Denied. Strong hand from Zane Coker, the goalkeeper. In front for Akinola Gregory, and he does that. Not to defend when a player is going to just do all he can to make it count. Jolmis end line put in front for Adderley. Back and forth they went. Now it's a 4-3 lead for the Bahamas. Shortly thereafter, end of the second period, 4-4 on this goal by the keeper, Coker. Julio Jemison was waiting for a redirect from Trinidad and Tobago that never came. It went in for a Coker goal, and this is the one that would win it. The only goal in the third period, scored by Williams off a couple of deflections, made it 5-4. They held on the rest of the way for the win, and they get through to the semifinal as the group winners in Group B. So that will do it on a night where we are a few hours away from a once-in-a-while blood moon, full lunar eclipse. It's been a special night in other ways for these supporters here in the Bahamas. Your results of the day: Guatemala beat Costa Rica and El Salvador over Mexico. So El Salvador wins Group A. Guatemala comes in second. And in Group B, the Bahamas started the day in second. They win the group. The U.S. started the day in third. They come in second and make it through. Panama, who started the day atop the group, they end up going home in what was a dramatic final day of Group B. Come back on Saturday for the semifinals. El Salvador and the United States, Guatemala and the Bahamas, two favorites on one side, and two surprises on the other. Neither Guatemala nor the Bahamas have ever qualified for a World Cup on their own volition. Bahamas made it once as the hosts. That should be fun. El Salvador, U.S. fun for different reasons. The two best teams in the tournament come back on Saturday as we continue in the 2025 Concacaf Beach Soccer Championship. Good night, everybody.